Hello, everybody. I welcome you all to this special webinar on AWS. And today's topic is migrating to AWS strategies. I'm Devashish Roy, the Senior Network Analyst at the Indian Cybersecurity Solution. And we will discuss the migration tools and the way to migrate your data, how to migrate, and why to migrate the data to the cloud. So let's begin. So, optimizing your migration, a comprehensive AWS cloud migration framework that we'll discuss. So, we know that cloud is a data storage and is an external storage. So, where you can put your data securely. And we are not using the on premise servers anymore. So, we are keeping our data to some external location. So, this presentation will provide a comprehensive framework to optimize the migration journey because we all know that now we do not keep the data on the on-premise server to save our cost, because if you keep the data on the server, then you have to incur a lot of cost in terms of hardware, so you need to save that cost. So you will conduct a thorough assessment of your existing infrastructure and applications to identify dependency, performance metrics, and potential challenges. And AWS Migration Hub, that is a tool for comprehensive assessment and planning for your cloud migration. So before proceeding further, we'd like to show you the AWS migration tool a bit. This is the AWS Migration Hub, and you can import your data here. You can download your template, and also you can go to Amazon S3, that S3 bucket that you can also you can incorporate here, the S3 storage, and that is also a remote storage that you can access from this. So this is the migration hub. You can have the servers here. So you have to make a server, and means your data migration will be controlled by the server. So if we go to the S3, so there will see the buckets and all these storages. So we actually store the data in the buckets. So that is also where you will keep your migrated data to the bucket. So you have to create a bucket, you have to give a bucket name, and then you have to also enable the ACL, that is ACLs enabled, because otherwise your data will not be publicly accessible. So you have to enable the ACL, and you have to give a bucket name, say AWS coal. And by default, the public access is blocked. You have to enable the public access, turn on the public access, and acknowledge that your data will be public. So if you want to migrate your data to the S3, that will be publicly accessible. And then you have to just create the bucket. So this is how you create your bucket. This is your bucket. And there you can upload the documents there. There you can upload your resources there in the bucket. So that is also storage that you can access it remotely. So you can store your mission critical data there. So migration doesn't always mean that you have to use a migration tool or a migration hub. You can simply place, say, for example, your website, and that is your data, valuable data is also to the S3 bucket. That is also a storage. And also you have to give the public permission there. The read only permission is by default there, but you have to change it to the public access. So that was AWS migration tool, and we'll continue. So we will do the thorough assessment of our existing infrastructure and applications, and definitely will identify the dependency, performance metrics, and potential challenges. So here we are. So in that case, we use the AWS Migration Hub for comprehensive assessment and planning. So implement cost optimization strategies by leveraging AWS tools like AWS Cost Explorer and AWS Trusted Advisor that is also there to leverage your cost and to do the cost calculation, because that is also very important. If you are migrating your data, then you definitely will not like to spend too much on that. So definitely the cost calculation is also very effective for your migration. And also, yes, the security. Prioritize security by incorporating AWS security best practices, that is IAM roles such as encryption, the key management service, KMS, network ACL, network security groups, and access control list. That is also very important. So that is security is paramount there. As always, if you want to migrate data, you will not want that somebody will steal the data or hack the data. Utilize AWS identity and access management, IAM, to manage user access and permissions effectively. And what is the migration strategy? We'll explore the various migration strategies, including the rehosting, replatforming, and refactoring. So you have to host all these services and to leverage the AWS Server Migration Service and AWS Database Migration Service. So these are the two very crucial services. And already I have shown you the AWS Migration Hub. There you have to add the server and then you have to activate the server. Definitely you will need a paid account for that, because of the free tier account you cannot do that. You cannot do that bulk migration from that. So you have to first buy a free paid account, and then you need to do the migration. And you need to use these services, AWS Server Migration Service and AWS Database Migration. Server migration is for the data migration, and database, it is for the only the database migration. So you can do different migration types in the AWS for seamless application and database migration. So you can migrate the application level, also the database. Database means say the MySQL, NoSQL database like DynamoDB, MariaDB, MongoDB, these databases. Performance optimization, that is also very important thing. Optimize performance by leveraging AWS services such as Amazon EC2, again the virtual machine elastic compute cloud for scalable computing, and AWS RDS relational database for efficient database management, and Amazon S3 for high performance storage solutions. Monitoring and governance mechanisms using Amazon CloudWatch and AWS config to ensure continuous monitoring. That is also very important, that if you are doing the migration or you are implementing security, constant monitoring should be there. So the CloudWatch, AWS config, these things should be there for continuous monitoring, compliance, and governance of your AWS resources. So we can conclude that by following this comprehensive AWS cloud migration framework, the organizations can achieve seamless and optimization migration to the AWS cloud and unlock the full potential of cloud technology, because you need to migrate your data. That is the main purpose. If you are having the tens of thousands of VMs there on your local PC, definitely you will not want to keep it there. You want to migrate it to some external servers. So that is the power of the cloud, where you are storing the databases. You are storing, say for example, you have a ticket booking system and you want to store the database there, maybe an SQL database normal, but you have to store the SQL database in the cloud. So that is the power you have, and that power you must leverage. So that is about the AWS migration. And also, let's discuss the best practices and strategies, mastering AWS migration, best practices. So we'll cover considerations, challenges, and solutions for a successful migration journey. AWS services I've told you, you can migrate the EC2, S3, RDS, and other essential services to optimize migration strategies. You have to do the thorough assessment again. So for smooth migration, you have to evaluate the dependencies, performance, and security considerations to mitigate potential risk. So that is also a part. You have to do the risk management analysis before migrating your data to the cloud. So again, you have to explore various migration strategies, such as you have to rehost your data or replatform and refactoring. So there can be different OS levels, OS platforms. So cross-platform that data, that is also very important. So we have to assess the situation accordingly. And each strategy has distinct benefits and challenges also. So again, the security and compliance, that is also a very important matter to safeguard your migration. And using auto scaling, you can implement the auto scaling also by load balancing and caching mechanisms to optimize application performance in the cloud environment. So if your load is increasing, say for example you are migrating data, but on your VM, on your EC2, the load is increasing, so what you can do, you can implement auto scaling there, you can implement load balancer there. So these caching mechanisms are also there to optimize the performance in the cloud. And definitely a cost management that I was talking about, that is also essential for maximizing the benefits of AWS migration. So you can go to the cost explorer and billing management, and also you can get a better understanding of the cost optimization and cost usage before doing the migration, because you have to use the services cleverly and you have to wisely pick the service, otherwise your cost will go up. So employ cost optimization strategies, monitor resource usage, and leverage cost-effective AWS services. So best practices recap is reflecting on the best practices. It is evident that meticulous planning, security focus, performance optimization, and cost management all are pivotal for a successful AWS migration. So definitely all together play the pivotal role. So we can conclude that mastering the AWS migration requires definitely a comprehensive understanding of AWS services, meticulous planning again, adherence to security and compliance, and performance optimization and effective cost management. So you have to embrace all these technologies together, and embracing these best practices definitely will pave the way for a successful migration journey. So if an organization is moving towards cloud migration, then definitely they have to secure that all these things are in place, and they have made a cost analysis before doing the migration. So these are the golden rules for AWS migration or migration to any cloud technology. So we have also explored the migration hub different features that I have also shown you these migration hubs. If you just go to the AWS console, just go to AWS migration, you can search here. See, there are different services. AWS migration hub, also you can go to database migration. So this is another thing. So you can click there for database migration service. So there also you can have different options for the data collectors. So you have to create a data collector like the S3 bucket that I already told you, or the IAM role you have to implement. Also download, install, and collect the data in the database, discover and data collection, configure data forwarding, and then analyze complexity. Then you have, there are different processes. You have to just collect the data, and then from the database you have to download it, and you have to keep it in this data collectors inventory. And also migration projects, these are different options that you can explore. and at the end you can go to the migration hub, the server you can configure to actually migrate your data. So there are different things, developer level things. Definitely you have to implement some codes there, some programming scripts also in that automation to migrate your data. So endpoints means the server groups you have to specify. So different things are there that will help you to actually migrate your data to the migration AWS migration hub. So so that was the migration hub that I already shown you. So it's just coming. Applications, pricing, everything you have to work on it. You have to select a region, say Asia Pacific Sydney. You have to confirm that and switch to home region. So I'm in Sydney region now. So you have to click on create application, then application description. So here you need to deploy your applications. You have to give any application name, say SQL something, and description, and also create. So this application will be migrated. So there also you have to just click on this application. So there you have to actually make that application ready. And also I've just given the name, but I haven't created the application. So you have to create the application. Also you have to add server. So these are the migration servers, endpoints that you have to specify. So these are the options that we're exploring. But as I've already told you, in free tier account, you cannot do a bulk migration. You have to have some spaces for that. So these are the options definitely that you can use. And for that, you have to first build your applications to actually migrate to the AWS Migration Hub and to the servers. So these are the options that we can explore. So I have shown you the all the features, and also we have discussed the theoretical part of this also and the benefits of the AWS migration. So this is about the migration of the I think the AWS service. So I think that we have discussed all possibilities, all aspects of AWS migration in this short webinar on this migrating to the AWS, the strategies we have discussed, and also I've shown you the options to do the migration to the AWS. And the real power of cloud definitely relies on the migration, where you have to keep your data secure in some storage space, and also you can also leverage the cost. So that is the power of the cloud again that I have told you. So I think that is about a very definitive guide to the AWS data migration that I think it will definitely help you to migrate your data securely and smartly. So you have to make definitely a plan for data migration and cost analysis, and then you can explore all these options that I've already shown you in the migration hub and database migration and application migration strategies, and you can definitely migrate your data successfully. So I thank you all for joining this webinar and viewing this. So that is all about the migration of AWS data to the AWS Migration Hub. And we have also discussed the different strategies as always. So I will come with some other topic next day. So that is all about the AWS migration for today. So thanks again for joining this webinar. Bye for now.